hopefully you can see this. I'm working on my rainbow sampler and I have got the magnifier because I find it very difficult to see this piece. So welcome to my Stitch With Me. I just wanted to do a quick update as I haven't been stitching as much the last few days. I've been trying to organise the 3D printer to get that right. Brendan has dislocated his shoulder twice this week, so he's had to have an ambulance, and we've been lucky because the local doctors know I'm not well. They've actually accepted him locally to put his shoulder back in because they must realise that I can't drive, because I rang up the local doctors on Friday, I think it was, to get my blood pressure medication. I just needed a repeat. Normally they don't do that because you have a 3-month supply, and then the last time when I needed it, I rang up and they did the prescription without going to the doctor, and I got told that I had to come the next time to see the doctor to make sure my blood pressure was all right, and then they would supply me with more medication. But because I'm still not driving, and the reason I'm not driving is that I have a different view in each eye, so it's not safe. It meant when I did drive recently, because the neurologist said to me last time, he said that as soon as I got new glasses, he didn't see any reason why I couldn't drive, and we tried it on a country road where there was no traffic, but going straight wasn't too bad. But I suppose it was still problematic a little bit because I wasn't quite sure where I was on the road, because with having, I'd close one eye and I'd see something different in the other eye. So I think I said in my last floss tube that I closed both eyes, and I didn't. I am noticing that I'm doing that a lot. I will say one thing when I actually mean something else. So I got a letter from the neurologist this week to say that I have an infection of the brain and I need to go back to the neurologist, and I assume they will give me medication to help that. I have been on antibiotics already and I don't think that helped. So I think it's just going to be a time thing. So I go to the neurologist again on the 14th of December, which isn't a bad day because it's a Wednesday. It's always problematic when they make appointments on a Friday or a Monday normally. The Monday is that normally we're doing herd testing or something like that, and Friday is when our full-time staff member is off every fortnight, and it seems to always fall on that day. So we have had several people look at our stock. One person has come back to us twice with a different price because they tried to get it down to the $1,900 per animal, and we said no, and they've come back twice since then with an increase. But we have had 2 other people this week, or last week because it's Sunday, I actually don't know the date. What date is it? I think it's the 28th, maybe it's the 29th. I find that quite annoying, that I know something and then I can't remember it, because I knew this morning. It is now 4:30 p.m. here. I didn't sleep very well last night. I had a really bad night. And I got up and did a few loads of washing during the night and then put it in the dryer because I wasn't sleeping anyway, so I thought I might as well do that. We have an LG washing machine and there's something wrong with it. It says on my app that there's a sensor, the temperature sensor is gone or something like that. So we're going to have to take that to the electrician to get them to fix it. And I'm lucky that I've actually got two washing machines. I've got a front loader and a top loader. I always prefer to use the front loader because I can, what can I do? It heats the water. See what I mean? I know what I'm going to say, but it's all just a bit slow. So I guess I should be lucky. At least my walking is getting a little bit better, but I definitely don't think that I'm over this by any means, because I'm still having issues with that hand, and I'm still having headaches every day. I must admit, I did think I might have a brain tumour. I was starting to think that. So the neurologist said that they think I had a blood clot and then I've had the infection. I'm back to daily on the anti-nausea drugs because I'm feeling nauseous every day. So I must admit, I'm wondering, what is the cure going to be worse than how I am at the moment? Hey, look, it keeps going out of focus. It doesn't like where this is because of my hand, so I'm really sorry about that. I hate stitching on the black fabric. I'm trying to get as much of this done per month as I can, so I can get it completed. I want this off my whip list. It's a lot easier for me to stitch on this during summer than it is winter. You can see all the cat hair on it. It seems to collect, it seems to collect as much cat hair as anything. I can't wait until Jessica comes over the Christmas break because she is using the DMC for her piece and I'm using the Dinky dyes. So just to compare the colour of it. So I bought the book of days for next year to make it easier for us with our floss tube to write down how many stitches that we do each day. So I'm looking forward to that. So Jess and I both bought some stickers and things to go in our box to make it all pretty and more exciting. I'm just hoping that it will make it easier to know exactly how many stitches that I've done per day. Not that I will get that much stitching done in the next few months, I think, because if we do sell the cows, we will have to move by the 1st of June. And it means that the spring cleaning that I didn't do this year, I need to do, as well as pack up and move everything. Unfortunately, I'm definitely not feeling up to that at the moment. Even today, I was filling the washing machine with hot water because I was doing this load because Brendan had quite a few loads of washing. He seems to just pile it up and then he dislocates his shoulder and then he can't do it, and yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma. So I was filling up the washing machine with hot water because for some funny reason the hose from the tub to the washing machine for hot water doesn't work. It's never worked here. So we've got, in the tub, you've got one of those, the head of the tap pulls out because it's on a hose. So I just dropped the head of the tap into the washing machine, and I fill it up with as much hot water as I feel that I need, and then I turn the machine on. So I put his washing in and I did that, and while I was waiting for it, I was just standing there. All of a sudden my ankle hurt, and it felt like I'd actually twisted my ankle, but I hadn't done anything. I was just standing there. So I assume that's to do with the infection that's actually in my body. So that was quite annoying. So I just went and sat down after I'd done that. And starting to get then I'm going to have to move my magnifier because I can't see. No, I don't like that at all. I have got a knot in my thread at the eye. There we go. I think it's done it over to that spot. Hopefully I can just pull that out without, I might have to cut it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut it. What did I do with my scissors? Jessica has her scissors on a ribbon around her neck, and I think that's a really good idea because I am forever going, where are my scissors? Right, I might try and move this. I might even turn it around. So I've only got this up to here. Can I see? No, you can't see. Dear. I don't have, I think I had 600 stitches of the green left of this green, and then there's another green next to it. It's a brighter green with the dinky dyes. So this is not my favourite piece to work on. I think just because it is black, I'm not enjoying it at all. I do this a lot with this piece. Unthread my needle. I probably need a longer thread now, and now I can't thread it. So we will find out this week if we sold the cows, so that'll be really good because we have said to the person that didn't offer enough that we're not in a rush to sell, that we could just continue to work for another year and sell next year. So it was very much the stock agent was trying to talk the price down, but it seems ridiculous because there's not many cows on the market this year, and by all accounts the person that did offer the $1,900 for them, they have come back to us maybe 3 or 4 times. They've come back to us a lot with different prices. You know, they keep upping it because, and if they just paid what we'd wanted in the first place, they'd know that they bought the cows by now. So I really feel they're going to miss out, and they've got a job for this coming year. They have a farm that they're going to work on, so if they don't have the cows, they won't have the job. And it's not that easy to get a share milking job, especially new, and you have to buy your cows and go into it. I know that when we came into share milking. The payout was quite high at that time. I think it was $7.50 the year that we bought cows per milk solid. And excuse me, the going rate of the cows was 2,500, might have been 2,600. So we're not asking for astronomical amount. Excuse me, just having a drink. That is what the going rate is, 2,100. We have had our herd for 15 years, so we have been getting the genetics for certain traits. So you will cull cows on the traits that you don't like, so you breed them out of your herd. So him expecting $1,900, yes, that's what you should pay for a budget cow, not a herd with good genetics. And the other stock agent that has bought the other couple this week, he was like, he just shook his head and he said, I can't believe it even considered that somebody would say yes to that. So we have got so much stuff that we have to move. Not only do we have the house, and we're in a 4-bedroom house, we have everything in the house, and our garage has heaps of stuff too. We have 3 freezers, we have 2 fridges, and even 2 washing machines. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff. So I'm dreading moving because I don't think I'll even be much help. But hey, 6 months time, maybe I'll be all right. That's a positive outlook. I really don't know how bad my infection is until I actually see the neurologist and find out from him. It's obviously bad enough that I've still got it because I keep thinking, oh, I'm getting better, I'm getting better. I think it's mind over matter. I keep saying to myself, no, I'm getting better. And then I was using the walker again yesterday because I definitely wasn't better. So, I think I talked myself into, I don't need it, I don't need it. I'm all right. Coco's asleep for once. Normally when she hears me talking, she's right over here. So I need to work on my archer piece because Jessica's worked on hers this last fortnight, and it means that I'll need to catch up again. I also need to cut my fabric for my Christmas start. I haven't done that yet either. I keep thinking about it and it's like, yeah, no, not today, tomorrow. My 3D printer, Brendan bought, oh God, I can't remember what they're called. What are they called? I know, you'll be all shouting at me when I tell you. It's, when you have spark plugs, you can adjust the spark plugs with these. They're like little slides, and they've got the measurement of, you know, 2 millimeters and 3 millimeters and 4 millimeters. And so he was trying to level the bed that way, but he made it worse because it was actually quite good before he did that. But he's going, oh no, I'll get it perfectly level with these. And it's like, he spent 5 hours the other day and it is not level by any means. I have bought a sonic pad, so hopefully that will show me the mesh of the table, and hopefully I can level it with that. So that should arrive next week. The glow in the dark thread drops are really interesting because they just look a bit translucent the rest of the time, and then when you turn the light out, they start to glow. But you do need to have them under the light first. So I took a photo, and hopefully I add it in if I can. Yeah, no, that thread is done. I'm just going to pause it, flick it over, and I'll start again. Sorry about that, Brendan just came in for a drink and obviously something to eat. So Jodie asked in a comment, she was asking what Brendan does all day. I've got no idea what he does all day. I think he plays games. He said he does game development, but I haven't seen any evidence of that, so I'm not sure what he's doing. He plays World of Warcraft and Dungeons and Dragons on certain days of the week. He isn't able to work on the farm because he hasn't got the strength in that arm due to all the dislocations. Also, we wouldn't want to rely on him to be able to work for us and then have to get the ambulance out. He isn't allowed to work either because his seizures are so severe and he dislocates his shoulder all the time. He wouldn't be able to drive on the farm, so really there's nothing that he can actually do. I think that's one of the reasons why we have decided to sell our cows and leave here, because it's not like Brendan is ever going to be able to take over from Dave, and Jessica's not interested in dairy farming either. She's very happy with her job. Well, I don't know if she is that happy, but she has been at the same job 6 or 7 years. So if I bump that, I think I hit the magnifier. So I'm sorry if I change topics all the time and I probably start saying something and I don't finish what I was talking about. I'm really good at that. I must admit, I'm even shocked when I listen back to my videos to see if there's any errors in it. And I go, why did I say that? And it's the opposite of what I meant. I don't even try to text at the moment because I will type random stuff. And I find it quite frustrating as well. Even the other day, Dave, he kind of mumbled. And I said, what are you doing? You're sending a letter, the shareholder letter for Alliance, for the voting papers. Is that what you said? And he goes, no. I said, huh? And he goes, I don't know where you got that from. I wasn't even talking about that. So I had to laugh over that one. I think he was saying that he was going to get something at the supermarket, but that's not what I heard. At least we can laugh about it. But I think the stress from selling the stock and knowing that we have to move and I'm not feeling well and all that hasn't probably helped at all. But I am hopeful that some medication will help and I will get the feeling back in my hand, because the other day I cooked a casserole and I was frying the meat on the stove top, and then I added everything else to it while it was on the stove, and then I put it was in a Dutch oven, so it's one that you can use as a fry pan, but it's got a lid and you can, I don't know if that's what other people call them, but we call them Dutch ovens here. And then you put it in the oven to finish cooking. So it was mostly cooked on the stove top, and then you just finish it off in the oven. And I picked it up with my right hand underneath, and I didn't even realise that I'd burnt myself because I didn't feel it. I just noticed that my hand was all blistered. Normally you have pain receptors to say, oh, I've hurt myself. But nope. It was only because I smelt something burning. And it was me. So that's one thing I have to be more careful of in the future. I don't know if the infection is it's a virus or it's the fact that I had a concussion a couple of years ago. So I suspect I've started to have seizures because I've found myself on the floor a few times. Nobody's around, so nobody can say whether that's what it is or not. Definitely suspect it was yesterday because I had a massive headache yesterday and I was sore all over, which very much indicates that I had a seizure to me. I used to have them when I was a kid. I outgrew them when I was 15. I think it just means that this infection is progressing a little. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I need to cut my fabric for my new start on the 1st of December. So I'm going to do that this weekend. The power was out on Monday. It was out from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock, like it was predicted to be out. And then it was out on Tuesday as well, and it went out at 10 o'clock. And I thought, I'll just go outside and do some dyeing because I wanted to do the dyeing with the paintbrushes and see what I thought of it. I decided I won't video it because I'll see what I think of it first. Well, I had to laugh over that because I was sitting out there and then all of a sudden there was a few drops of rain and I thought, oh, I'll cover it with Glad wrap and I'll just put it on a spa pool and I'll come back to it. And that's not right. Okay, undo that one. It was a spa, so it was undercover with being on the spa pool. And then while I was sitting there was a huge thunder, clap of thunder. I screamed like a little girl. Gave me such a fright that I dropped my thing of dye. So it's just as well I was about to tip it out. And then it started to heavy rain. So I had to push my fabric further back because it was getting spots of rain on it because it was so heavy. So that was it. I think that was about 11:30, 12:30, somewhere there. And it rained until about 2. So the power was still off, which was really annoying. And the power didn't come back on. It didn't come back on at 3 o'clock like it was meant to be coming back. And I was going, wow, I had enough now. I want the power on. And it came back on at 5 o'clock. So much for coming back on at 3. So I assume what happened is that due to the thunder and lightning and the heavy rain, that it wasn't safe for them to continue, but they'd already disconnected the wires because they were replacing power poles. And so they had to keep going until they'd finished the job. So I'm very hopeful that we don't have any more power cuts due to maintenance for the next wee while. So Dave was meant to have last weekend so on the Friday we went to Invercargill and then he milked in the afternoon because we're mating, so he has to. And then on Saturday morning he was meant to have the morning off, and our full-time worker rang to say that the pulsating unit that works the cups. It draws the milk out of the cow and puts it into the, what is it called? Into the tank, and then it goes into the vat. I know what it's called too, but can I think of what it's called? No. Anyway, it, oh dear, sorry. That was my magnifier. No, it's not close enough. I can't see. Can we get it? It's hopeless. Okay, I need my magnifier here, and I need to move you there. That might work. Maybe. Maybe not. No, that's not going to work either. I think I will just stop here because I don't think I can do any more. Actually, I'll pause you and I might flick my work around and come from a different direction. Just a sec. There. Stop. So I flicked it around and hopefully this will make it a little bit easier for both of us. And the pulsating unit we've had issues with it for the last few months. We were going through a lot of fuses, and we'd had the electrician that deals with that sort of thing to come and have a look at it, and he'd done a lot of tests on it, and he said there was nothing wrong with the unit. He couldn't find any errors, and we were going, look, we think there's something wrong with it because it keeps blowing these fuses. So Dave was kind of discounted about it, and then on a Saturday morning at 5 a.m. they were rung to say that yes, it is a huge error, that it's not going at all now, and it isn't just the fuses, and could they please come and fix it. You can't leave the cows unmilked. They need to be milked because they're very uncomfortable. So they went to Invercargill and they picked it up. Somebody else had one. They'd just replaced the unit with a different brand or a different type because our shed here is quite old. So they'd replaced theirs and they had the same brand and everything else. So they went and got that one. So that was 2 hours. No, it must have been 4 hours to get there and back. Maybe it wasn't quite Invercargill. So, anyway, it meant our leaf milker was sitting in his car waiting until he was able to milk. It was amazing that our full-time worker supplied him with coffee, which was really nice because we don't offer anybody to come to the house for the simple reason that they know I've got an autoimmune disease of some description. So we try and limit the amount of people that I'm around because I can't afford to catch anything. Friends know that it's best just to ring me up instead of coming and visit because even with masks I'm a bit dubious. I've got one girlfriend that I haven't seen for months because she's either sick or her kids are sick, and it's just not worth it. So hopefully once this is sorted with the neurologist, they can actually sort out exactly what's going on. But it looks like in the near future that we may leave and get to live in our own house, which is quite exciting. I was shopping today. Does that surprise you? I bought more patterns. I bought Trick or Treat by and Stokes from Pain Free Crafts. I should insert a picture here, hopefully, if I can. And the other one I bought, oh, what was the other one? Oh, Jessica's doing it. It's her Christmas piece. It's the one with the dragon, and it says Yuletide on it. What's it called? Little Helpers, I think it is. It's got the dragons, and that's by Anne Stokes. Because both pieces are about to be retired by Pain Free Crafts, and I don't want to regret in the future that I haven't bought the patterns, especially the Trick or Treat one. I will insert pictures of both of them so you can see what I'm talking about. I also bought a Jeff Haney pattern from Pain Free Crafts today because they've got a Black Friday sale, and I wasn't going to buy anything. I thought, no, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm doing the quick stitch at the moment because that's what I was intending on buying. Hey, it's not this one. Undo it. And I was intending on getting a quick stitch, but I couldn't really find one that I wanted. And this Jeff Haney pattern is called, I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. Is it Lake Home? It might be. I will insert the picture of that one too, because to show you what it's like. Jess doesn't even know I've done that piece yet. That I bought it. I haven't shared because she may be teasing me enough that I keep buying patterns, and it's like I don't need any more. But I think it's more the fact that once we retire, we won't have the money to buy them. I'm going to kit them all up with Sexy because I have no issues with Sexy. I have put an order in for my animal panorama from Pain Free Crafts for the threads for that in China. And I did the other one. What's the other one called? I don't know. It's the Adrian Chesterman. Or is that the panorama one? The Adrian Chesterman. Honestly, this drives me insane. I've always had a really good memory, and not remembering things just frustrates me. Or saying the wrong thing. So since they now know that it's infection, I don't know if I'll still see the occupational therapist and the eye surgeon. I'm not sure what they do. Hey look, you can't see now. There we are. So you'll be thinking, why am I continuing with this piece when I hate stitching on it? I will insert pictures of that second piece that I was trying to think of because I can't think of it at all, which really annoys me. I know. It's a day and night of Africa. I don't know who it's by, so I'll make sure that the artist... No, it doesn't help actually because it's a retired pattern. I got it just before it was retired. That is what I've been doing lately, is if something's getting retired, I go have a look, and this Day and Night of Africa is a piece that I'd been looking at for months, and I kept thinking, oh, I don't need another piece, I don't need another piece. And then when it was going to be retired, it's like, yeah, no, I need to buy it now, because if I don't get it and I desperately want to stitch on it later on, I'm going to be really annoyed with myself. Okay, what was I talking before? I went on that tangent. Don't know. Sorry. Oh, I remember. see random things pop into my head. Jess was saying about how hard she thought it was stitching and talking at the same time. And I said, I know, it is actually a lot harder than people think. And then you look at Darren from Dizzy Stitcher does it. And I'm always impressed with all his videos, how well he does them. Hopefully he's waiting for a neurologist appointment. Hopefully he'll get his appointment soon. Because there's nothing worse than waiting for appointments. I shouldn't complain because I actually didn't have to wait that long. See, off on another tangent. What was it? So I bought the threads for the Africa piece and the animal panorama because I really want to do some animal pieces because I don't have anything. And I'll get that probably late January, February from China. So I'm pleased to have it's 600 skeins in total for the two pieces, and that's on 25 count 1/1. And the reason why I want to do it 1/1 on 25 count is it's a little thicker than I'm not going to worry, it's not on the corner, that one somehow. No, I'm going to leave it. Is it going to annoy me? Probably. Yeah, you won't notice. The CXC is a wee bit thicker than DMC. I don't think they're quite as vibrant as DMC, but when you're looking at, for us, 18 cents a skein, I think it is. I'm pretty sure. It costs, what did it cost me for the 600? It cost me $100 US, I think, for 600 skeins. So the reason why I'm still stitching this piece when I hate stitching it is that I have the Twisted Band sampler as well by Northern Expressions, and I have got all the dinky dies for that. So I want to hang both pieces together was my plan. I don't know how much framing we will do once we retire because I'm not sure how much spare money we'll have. That is one thing that we don't know because the cost of living is increasing all the time here. Diesel prices has meant that our local supermarket, every item has increased by $1 or $5 an item, and I think it's just due to cartage. For example, I seen on one of my farming magazines or farming sites today, I think it was on Facebook, that in the UK they could buy a leg of lamb, New Zealand lamb at that, for I think it was £6 a kg, and then it showed the leg of lamb, and I have a funny feeling it was £12, £12.50 or something. So that's about 24 New Zealand dollars. But you'll be looking at $50 or $60 here for the same size. Dave was saying at lunchtime, he was saying, wow, shows how much that England must be subsidising the lamb, or we're selling it that cheap. Must admit, our government don't like dairy farmers, they don't like sheep farmers, they actually don't like farming at all, and they would prefer that the whole country is planted in pine trees because of the pollution tax. You know, it helps with air quality and things like that. We don't have air quality issues. Carbon tax, it helps with carbon tax. It means that if it's not animals, it's a carbon neutral country. That's not right either. Nope. You would think with this pattern it's very easy It's just a repetitive pattern, but my brain doesn't like it. And I used to absolutely love that patterns like this because they were repetitive and I didn't even have to think about them. So the twisted band sampler is on white fabric, and I've got I was going to say 28 count, but it's not, it's 25 count piece of white fabric, the same company as this piece that I got from 123 Stitch. I think it's Witch Out, but don't quote me on it. I like when I stick the sticker, because 123 Stitch normally has stickers on the fabric. I like when I stick the sticker on the fabric, or leave it on the fabric, or put it on the edge of my frame so I can refer back to it, because I can't remember what I bought. And then I thought the other day, I was thinking, oh well, I'll just go and have a look at my 123 Stitch order and I'll see what I bought. Well, it doesn't keep it forever in the history. That's unfortunate. So we're going to have a very quiet Christmas this year. I don't think we'll do anything special. Jess will come home, which will be really nice, just out the runoff, and she'll come here for meals each day. I'm sure I'm going to have her help me do the meals. Sorry, I need to rethread because I pulled it out. Normally I'm super organised by this stage. I've actually normally bought 2 or 3 hams because we very much live on hams over summer, because Christmas is summertime here. So I normally have bought several hams in the freezer, and I've also bought on Christmas Day for lunch we have new potatoes, and we have new carrots, and we have a rolled cranberry turkey, and then we have dessert. So I normally make a trifle, and I always get a pav for Dave because he loves pav. Jessica normally makes ambrosia, which is, every country is a little bit different, and that is with, there we go, with cream, and Jess puts yogurt, like boysenberry yogurt, so it's not as sweet, and it has chocolate chips and marshmallows and boysenberries. I think that's it. I've never made it. Jess just makes a big tub full every Christmas, and I always make a trifle because I prefer trifle over anything, and Dave prefers the pav. So we've found that because normally on top of a pav you have cream and kiwi fruit, but we've found that it's better for us to make the ambrosia and just put that above the pav, or have it with the pav. I used to make them, but I don't anymore. So then for tea we normally have ham and fried potatoes, which you just Jessica taught me this one. I used to do them old school way. You just put a wee bit of butter in the fry pan, and you slice the new potatoes up, and then you just fry them in the fry pan. And Jess is going, oh no, why do that? You should put baking paper in your oven dish, and you spread layers. You finally chop the new potatoes into slices, and you spread it on the dish. You try and have a single layer if you can, and then you put some butter in it, and you put it in the oven, and it fries it that way. And it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that way? So I'm not sure how much time Jessica will have off over Christmas. Normally she has quite a good break because the whole company shuts down. But because she's the only worker at the moment in the city that she lives in, that I'm not sure that she'll have all that time. She won't want to spend that much time up at the runoff. I actually need to go up there and vacuum because I noticed that there's some pink bits on at the entranceway. It's because what did I just do? I don't know. The electrician has been working. It's not right. I think I did do that stitch. No, I didn't. Don't know what it is. Can't see it. The electrician has been putting the power over to the shed, so he had to climb up into the ceiling void and get the wires down to outside. I'm not sure how he did it, to be honest. But anyway, he did that, and he's obviously been in the ceiling, and he has had pink bats attached to his feet, and then he's walked inside to the switchboard, and I seen it on the ground. But the day that I went there, I was looking for my lavender and lace patterns, and Dave wasn't up there that long, so I didn't have the time to do it. I have got 2 stick vacuum cleaners here, so I'm going to take one of them to the runoff because I have got a vacuum cleaner up there, but I'm finding the stick vacuum cleaner so much easier to use, so I will take that up there. So the windows need cleaning up there, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think it will bother Jessica. You can still see out the windows, but they do need the outside washed. And I just need to shut the spare bedroom door because it's got a lot of stuff in there, a lot of my craft stuff, because I've taken it out of the house and I've stored it up there. So my plan is to get this finished in March or April at the latest. But I'm not sure it will happen if I have to keep doing packing and that and cleaning. I said to Dave that I just want to get a commercial cleaner through. Once we move out early and get a commercial cleaner through and just have the whole house clean that way, because I'm not sure I'll be up to it. We haven't really had house inspections here, which I think normally you keep the house absolutely spotless because you're having an inspection, but we haven't had one for years and years. Probably, I think the 15 years we've been here, we've had 2. Because I've always kept the house really spotless, but it's just at the moment that it's not. Jess was saying to me the other day, she said, oh, you're going to the occupational therapist. That means that you'll have somebody that will come and help you with housework and things like that because you're not up to it at the moment. I said, no. She goes, what do you mean no? I said, no, because of our income, I need to employ somebody. But I just don't want anybody in the house because if anybody's sick, I seem to catch it. Even when I go to the hospital, I actually double mask. I don't just have a single mask because I seem to have no immunity to anything. I don't have that much left, you know. Can you see? That's it. And then I get to change colours, which is awesome. I did the bottom half of the butterflies during the night while I was waiting for the washing machine to finish so I could put stuff in the dryer. So I slept a lot last night. I had 2 hours. And it wasn't 2 hours altogether, unfortunately. I had an hour probably from 1 till 2. And then I got up because I couldn't go back to sleep. Do you see that? I put that in the same place again. This is the problem with not being able to see it. I look at Darren stitch with me and he was stitching on 40 count. 1 over. Was it 1 over 1/10? I think so. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, how can he see it? I'm struggling to see anything with the magnifier. And this is only 25 count. Even the Dragon Soul, the quick stitch piece that I have got on Sapphire, I think it's from 123 Stitch as well, and I think that is the one with the orange line down it. Oh, you're all shouting at me, I can hear you, but I wish you'd shout louder because I can't think of the brand. Oh dear. No, it's not going to come to me. Zygut. Look at that. It did eventually. If you smell smoke, it's just my brain trying to work. So, I even need the magnifier for that. And that is one thing I'm hoping will improve is my eyesight. Because my glasses, I only recently got new glasses and the prescription isn't right anymore. So even when I'm driving or in the car, because I can't drive, even in the car I can't read the speedo because it is such a difference from my last glasses for distance that to see further in the distance it's fine, but I can't, for example, I can't use my glasses when I use my computer because that's like mid vision, so they don't help for that. I can't stitch with them because it's for distance, but I don't think, and he had a look at my close vision and he said, oh no, it's fine, you don't need, because I took this piece with me because I was really hoping that I would get some glasses for stitching because I have astigmatism in my left eye. I was hoping, and that's got worse, I was hoping that I could get these glasses and it would make it easier for me to stitch and I wouldn't have to use a magnifier all the time. But yeah, I had a look at the prescription that he thought I needed and I said, no, I don't think that's right because I couldn't really see any better than just taking the glasses off. And I said to him that I've got a 4 dioptic magnifier, but that didn't seem to help him. And it used to be whenever I did use the magnifier that I'd have it quite close to my face. But that's not the case anymore. I actually have it quite close to the fabric. No, it's not going to stay there. It's because I have the phone on the tripod or the arm. And I also have the magnifier on the another arm, and they all come from the Lowry stand, the light bracket. Well, I'm sure I have dithered in this one. I don't think I will get to the end because I'm not stitching very fast. But then again, I have done about 1,000 stitches in the last 2 days. No. Oh. Yeah, maybe. I think so. And I hardly did any stitching yesterday with Brendan dislocating his shoulder. It's always a dilemma. It means that the ambulance crew were here for a while, and it means that I have to go to another room when the ambulance crew comes here, because even though they're masked up, it's just not worth it, the risk. So I go to another room, and then when they're gone, I come out with the mask on, I open the windows, and then I go to another room and let the house air out for a couple of hours, just to try and help. I don't think that's right. It's not. Well, on that note, I'm going to frog those last 3 stitches or 2 stitches, and it looks right. I don't know what I've done. Oh, it is just that one, I think. Maybe I only have to frog 1 stitch. I will let you go after this. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing and doing all the YouTube stuff. I just wanted to let everybody know what's going on. Hopefully I will know more on the 14th, and I'll give everybody an update. Have a great fortnight, and I don't know what I did. I think I'm just going to frog it and start again. I will let you go, and I'll upload this. I'll have a listen to it and see how bad it is. I'm sure it's bad, but I'm getting used to that, and everybody seems to understand that I am having issues. So thank you very much for that understanding. And look at all the cat here. That is one thing I'm going to have to do when when I'm finished, is use a lint brush to remove all the cat hair. I'm sure I can wash it because it's just stinky dyes. I think the colour fast. I will have a look at the labels. I've still got them, and see what it says. But there's no marks on it. It's just the cat hair. And probably some on my hair, because I'm up too. Well, thank you very much. Okay then, bye.